Chef Devin, what's cooking?
I'm here with Brome Lake Ducks. We have duck breast going here. Beautiful crispy skin. I started these off in a cold pan to make sure I can render a lot of that fat. I have the duck confit over here. This is going to go into croissants with some beautiful compotes. Duck confit, the whole legs are in here. This is from Elysée. This is going to braise low and slow for a few hours, and I'm going to be able to pull all that meat off and do miraculous things with it. Here I have the foie gras from Elysée as well. I just seared it in the pan. So it's resting, salt and pepper, a little bit of smoked salt, golden brown, and I'm going to make some canapes with it. So a lot's going on over here. Duck sausage, duck fat and duck, that's all the ingredients that are in it. And then we have our smoked duck breast, what's left of it, cold smoked duck breast over here. There's a lot of action going on over here. I love cooking with duck. I love cooking with foie. I'm a very happy chef today.
What are people saying here at the SIAL show? What's the response like?
The response here? I'll be honest. It's like I'm doing some neat things with the food, but the product itself, to begin with, is phenomenal. I really don't have to do much to it, but cook it properly.
So how do you swing someone over from eating meat and or chicken a lot and have them, segue to have more duck in their diet? How do you do that?
I'll be honest, my mother's a vegetarian, and there's no way I could sway her to eat anything no matter how I prepare it, okay? So that's a tough question for me to ask, and I hope she's not watching.
Okay, so how can someone prepare duck in a simple way? Are you going to show us?
If you're working with duck breast, you want to make sure, like I said before, you start it off in a cold pan. Score the fat, skin, but you don't want to go right through into the flesh. Salt and pepper into a cold pan, render out a lot of that fat that's stuck in the meat. If you put it in a hot pan, you're going to seal it all in. So you'll get this type of crust when you do that, okay? And that's what you want. So your end product is beautiful. We're going to go skin side down. Another really great tip that I can tell you is that you're going to want to bring these breasts down here, drain off this excess fat. You can reserve this for potatoes. You can let it cool down and put a straw in it. A lot of different things that you can do, but that'll help you get a crispier skin, and you want crispy skin when you're working with duck.
What else do we need to know? Do you have seasons? Do we just season it with a certain herb, spices?
Again, like I mentioned before, with respect to seasoning, I'm working with such a great product. The duck breast really only needs salt and pepper. It's that good. If you want, I made a couple compotes. I have a raspberry, rhubarb, ginger, and then I have a blueberry, balsamic, and blackberry, okay?
So you say it doesn't need so much because the duck is so delicious where it comes from. Tell me about the duck.
The product is so delicious. Justine here would love to tell you, and she's joined by Anthony.
Great.
They're the brains behind the operation.
Perfect. Okay, Christine, Anthony. So what's the secret? He says you don't need too much seasoning or whatever, and because the duck's just carry its own.
Because it's just very tender. It's a tender meat. We have our own exclusive feed formula from Brome Lake, and we're specialized in the breeding of Peking ducks since 1912. So we're the oldest and biggest duck farm in Canada, naturally raised.
Farm raised, free range, oldest farm as you mentioned, and it's a very lighter tasting. We promote a meatier duck, more meat to fat ratio, which is very good, very tender, and it's actually more forgiving. Should the cook overcook it just a little bit, they'll still enjoy a nice tender meat.
Now, how do you raise the ducks? They're natural, GMO-free, things like that.
Free access to fresh water, very innovative specialty feed that we use. And it's basically made of soy, wheat, corn, and barley, and we switch the ratio of those grains as we go along in the feeding process.
Would it be? You've been around here because he's busy cooking everybody else. What are they saying here at the show? I'm sure they talk to you because you're out in front. What are people saying about the duck when they taste it?
It's very tasty, very delicious. A lot of people are amazed by how tender and juicy our Peking duck is, and even some of our Elysée line here, the Magret, is a little more connoisseur brand. We're finding it's very tasty as well, and getting some opportunity to try some of our different products and cuts that we have.
Great, thanks. More information, what's your website?
www.bromelakeducks.com. A lot of recipes on the website and all our point of sales as well.
Great, thank you.